Jai Hind everyone. Myself Cadet Sergeant Akriti from 2PBA Squadron Amritsar, and I am here to represent case study on anti-corruption. So my topic is bribery and corruption, ground reality in India. According to the survey was conducted from March to May 2013 via online questionnaire which was hosted on Ernst and Young LLP's website in India. They received over 200 responses from senior executives in various businesses. So let us start with the introduction. The high potential of the domestic market, which is driven by India's emerging middle class, cost competitiveness, and its large talent pool, continues to make the country one of the most preferred destinations for investors and businesses. However, if we go by recent news reported in media, most hard-hitting headlines have been about scams, causes of draft, epidemic corruption, etc. So, there are some specific findings of the survey. Let us have an eye on them. Seeking fair practices, sectors most vulnerable to corruption strain on ethical behavior, taking the easy way out, and the need for greater enforcement of laws. Now, on the screen, you can see a graph. On the graph, there are two lines, blue and red. Blue line represent the currency with public and red represent the corruption. The red line, that means the corruption, is in between 2000 to 6000 according to the graph. But the currency with the public is increasing rapidly according to the years. It is lower in 2001 and highest according to the survey in 2016. Now, let us study the report. Impact of bribery and corruption on India's economy. Around 83% of respondents felt that the recent spate of scams can negatively impact FDI inflows into the country. 73% of the investors are expected to bargain hard and factor in the cost of corruption at the time of entering transactions. Nearly 50% of the respondents said that their companies have lost businesses to their competitors because of their latest unethical conduct. Now, let us study about the estimated loss. The potential losses suffered by the Indian economy, according to the reported corruption cases in media from October 2021, stands at INR 364 billion. This excludes some large scams such as 2G and Commonwealth Games and mining. Now let us study the second graph. It represents the frequency of recurring bribe demands. Nearly 90% indicated being solicited for a bribe between 2 and 20 times. Overall, 60% people reported bribes demands of 5 times or lower from the same individual. However, 9% asked for the bribes more than 100 times. Compared to the China, it differs significantly with 73% people indicating that they had received multiple bribe requests. Almost 20% of those individuals reported receiving more than 100 bribe demands in China. Impact of bribery and corruption on India's economy. According to a recent released country update by World Bank, the overall outlook for India remains positive with its economic growth expected to accelerate to 6.1% in FY 2014. By analyzing report corruption cases in media, we estimated that the potential losses suffered by Indian economy amount to INR 364 billion. Now let us study about the bribery challenge for investors. Around 83% of the respondents felt that the recent spate of scam can negatively impact FDI inflows into the country. Bribery and corruption pose a significant challenge for investors in India today, and the number among the most complex risks that needed to be managed. The significant effect of globalization is that an MNC acquiring a company is an emerging market such as India may inherit. Corruption percolating through sectors. Bribery and corruption are pervasive, but some sectors tend to witness a relatively higher degree of such instances, or respondents perceived the following sectors as most vulnerable to corruption. First, infrastructure and real estate, that is of 85%. Second, metal and mining of 76%. Third, aerospace and defense of 64%. Fourth, power and utilities of 51%. Then, how it is making the sector more vulnerable? First, government funded projects. Second, large contracts. Third, use of third parties. Fourth, use of distributors. Fifth, complex supply chains. Sixth, event grants and sponsorships. Now let us study about the strengthening anti-graft laws. At present, there are no legal provision to check grafts in the private sector in India. Government has proposed amendments in existing acts and certain new bills for checking corruption in private sector. Now, let us come to the conclusion. Define zero tolerance. Clearly communicate what this means for the business. Employ a dynamic approach. Make required adjustments as business risk changes. Be alert. Constant updating is required on current bribery risk in the country, sector, transaction, business opportunities, and business partnership. So let us end this with some important lines on anti-corruption. In December 2003, the first step towards the fight against international corruption started. United Nations passed the United Nations Convention Against Corruption to fight against the corruption. The draft of this date was first on 31st October 2003. Every year on 9th December, we celebrate the day that is Anti-Corruption Day worldwide. This day aims to make a corruption-free society, a corruption-free country, and a corruption-free world. So let all of us to take a pledge to make our country, to make our world a corruption-free world or country. Thank you very much for your precious time. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.